So go ahead and take your comfortable seat, cross your legs at the center of your shins, roll the front thighs in, broaden the back of the thighs and the pelvic floor. Settle in and observe your pelvic floor, the base of your pelvis. So you have your two sit bones, right and left, and then the tailbone and the pubic bone. Roll towards the forward edge of the sitting bones, drawing the sacrum in and up, and through that, lift the central channel through the top of the head. Effortless lift of the torso. Release your inner thighs to your inner knees so your legs can release down. Make teacup hands. Bring your hands behind you on your support or on the ground, and then lift your upper arm bones and roll them back slightly, squeezing the elbows a little bit in. Press down, and as you do that, release your legs down more, right? And then lift, use that to help you lift the side body up, outer hips to armpits. Find that lift in the side body, and then the reverse C in the armpit, chest, back of the armpit to the front of the armpit up, inner edge of the shoulder blades down. And then bring your hands on your thighs. And so that we don't overdo the action in the back of the body, take your tailbone a little towards your pubic bone and lift your pelvic floor so the top rim of the sacrum drops down a little bit. And then widen across the lower front ribs and diaphragm and draw the sides of the ribs back and the sides of the waist back. So the lower back ribs come up off the top rim of the sacrum and the rib cage is directly over the pelvis. And then reabsorb your thoracic vertebrae, the spine in the rib cage area, and take that up towards the top of your breastbone. Lift the base of the skull up off the back of the neck. So the back of the neck is long like a swan. Ears are over the shoulders, shoulders are over the hips. Release the legs. Hands are resting on the thighs. Take your index finger and thumb together and palms down. This is called Jnana Mudra. So this is more grounding. Palms up is called Chin Mudra, and that's more receiving. This is also more warming for a cold February day. So, and then just take a few moments here and observe your breath. Let your awareness come within and focus on the breath. I'm just going to go lock the door. And as you focus on the breath, observe how it lengthens and deepens. And let the energy of the breath permeate your whole physical body and beyond the physical body, expand around you into the skin and the space beyond your skin. And let that expansion continue to expand into the room and include all the beings here with you and into the Zoom world and beyond. Today is Valentine's Day. So let this be a day of heart opening and let that become a lifestyle commitment so that, you know, some people are so enclosed, it's just one person, maybe one person and an animal, maybe two people, maybe 4 or 5 people, maybe 10, 20, maybe there's a bigger group and so on. So keep expanding that sense of self to include all beings, all space, all time, as you're able. And then we have an opening chant. We'll do a call and response. So bring your hands to Namaste Mudra at the heart center. Take the base of your thumb at the wrist to the bottom of your sternum. Press there and then lift the bottom to the top. So lift the heart and keep a little pressure there at the sternum. Turn the fingers up and seal the fingers. Lift your upper arm bones and roll them back and connect the outer edge of the upper arm to the outer edge of the shoulder blades. Draw the elbows down as you lift the hands and heart up. Bring the shoulder blades on the back, reset the bandhas, tailbone forward, sides of the waist back. Maintain your firmness, your steadiness and ease and happiness. Okay, and we'll take a big breath in and out. And then inhale deeply to chant Om together. Sahana Vavatu. Sahanao Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Kadavavahai. Tejasvi Navaditam Astuma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a little deeper breath, lifting the heart. As you exhale, release your head over forward, chin towards your chest, and release your hands down to your thighs. Pause here for a few breaths, bringing in the Jalandhara Bandha, the throat seal. Tailbone forward, lift the pelvic floor as Mula Bandha, widening the diaphragm, drawing the sides of the waist back as a slight Uddiyana Kriya. And then the throat seal is Jalandhara Bandha. And then you have the great seal when you do all of them firmly, but this is a soft seal. So in the throat, draw the trachea and the front of the throat towards the back of the neck. So there's a hollowing in the front of the throat as you release the muscles at the back of the neck and the base of the skull. Curl the tip of the chin in towards the notch between the clavicles, stimulating Kurma chakra, a minor energy center there, which helps bring the senses in. And then let the energy of your brain, your eyes, and all of the senses gently descend into your heart center like big floppy snowflakes, and come out of your thinking brain and descend into your sensing, feeling body. And then keep a sense of yourself emanating from your heart center, not just to the front, but also to the back and to the sides of your body. And then with your eyes closed on an inhale, slowly curl up the back of your neck and bring the ears over the shoulders, drawing the chin back and lifting the base of the skull up. Raise the gaze so that when you open your eyes, you'll be looking straight ahead, but move the eyes to the back of the head and soften and broaden your internal focus and drop back into your heart center. And imagine that you can see and hear and sense and feel in 360 all the way around, front to back and sides from your heart center. And then let your eyelids float open. Okay, and go ahead and extend your legs and loosen up. You can give a little massage. And then we'll come into Virasana forward. So you can move the props away and sit on your heels with your knees wide apart. You can use a blanket under your shins, roller under your ankles, something between your hips and heels if you like. You'll sit on the heels for a moment and then come over forward. Continue arms. Just heels. That's good. And let your so that when you go over forward, you have space. to fold forward and be towards the back edge of your mat. So when you reach your arms forward, your hands are on the mat. And let your legs deflate and descend like the inner tube of a tire. Slowly deflate and spread the flesh. So you might feel places you're gripping your calves, your buttocks, your thighs, wherever it is. Soften the skin and the connective tissue just below the skin and that wraps around all the muscles and so on. And observe. That heaviness, that grounding sensation of descending. Artie, if you can lean back more. Is it your ankles? Under your feet, tops of the feet? You might want another blanket and put the softness under your shins and roll under your ankles. You can see if that's the pain. Try that. Better? Yeah. Okay. Good. Maybe go a little bit wider in your knees, Elena. Yeah. Good. And then keeping that heaviness of the hips on the heels, the legs remain stable and unmoving, and the pelvis starts to tilt forward, right? It's revolving around the head of the femur bones, the thigh bones, and the hip sockets. So actually put your fingers in the groin pit and let that become deep as you go forward, right? Not gripping, but hollowing. And then the inner groin goes back. That's easy. Hook your thumbs into the outer hips area and pull that back even as your hips come forward, right? So that's a smiling hip crease. And then bring your hands on the ground and spread your palms well and be about halfway down, not too far, okay? So the hands are sort of more in line with the outer edge of the shoulders. Spread the palms well, roll to the inner edge of the fingers, outer edge of the thumbs, firm your elbow joints in towards each other and up away from the ground. And then pay attention to your shoulders. So draw the shoulder blades down and around to the outside edges of the back and let the sides of the waist move back a little. So pull the sides of the waist a little back, Elena, more and more, actually. Yeah, there you go. And then walk your hands a little bit more forward and stop. Press down into your hands from your shoulder blades and forward into your fingers. Firm your elbows, broaden your shoulder blades, elongate the back of your neck, shimmy the ribs down in between the thighs. Make sure you're not shoving the sacrum in if you do that, right? And if you don't do that, maybe you need to move it in more, right? So you have to find that evenness of extension. And you go slowly down, right? Slowly down. Push down into the hands, forward into the fingers to keep the buttocks on the heels also, right? Tailbone curls a little bit in towards the pubis. So there's that little bit of a lift in the pelvic floor here, even sides of the waist back, right? And then the thoracic spine moves in towards the sternum and up towards the top of the sternum and the top of the head. And then imagine someone's gently pressing your shoulder blades in so your armpits come closer to the ground. And then eventually you take the head down at the hairline. So you're tucking your chin. And keep your arms, if you're able, straight and strong like you would do in downward facing dog. So then widen your hands towards the outer edge of your shoulders. Yeah. Now firm your elbow joints and squeeze them in and up towards each other and up. Yes. And as you lift the elbows up, broaden the shoulder blades down. See if you can find that sweet spot. Yeah. And then breathe into that. Breathe into your back body as opposed to your abdomen and chest. Send the breath into the back ribs. And let this be a nice restorative pose for you, right? That you can do anytime. It's like a little variation of child's pose where it's a little bit more as a preparation for downward facing dog, right? So you find that extension. Move your head just a little more forward. Yep, there you go. Good, right? But it's easy, right? It's much more easy than downward facing dog. Yep. Good. Okay. And then we'll come up through hands and knees into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So come up on your hands and knees and you can remove any props, maybe socks. Okay. And then you have your hands a little forward of your shoulders and your knees under your hips, feet point straight back. And then spread your palms well again and press into the base knuckles of your fingers, inner edge of the fingers, outer edge of the thumbs. Don't hyperextend the thumbs or the pinkies, but spread the middle three fingers and press there. And then as you press down and forward, lift up energetically from the palms of your hands through the bones of your arms into the shoulder sockets. So that's like where the palms are, that's called Hasta Bandha. Hasta is hand. So you lift up energetically from there and firm your muscles to your bones. Wrap the muscles around the bones. Push your buttocks back a little towards your heels. Let your head drop and look back at your feet. Curl your toes under and draw your outer ankles in. And press down from your inner heels to your big toe mounds as you hug the outer ankles in. Push down and then push down into the hands, forward into the fingers. And then as you exhale, lift your hips up and your knees up and come in to down dog. And check your feet out. So you might find your feet are sickling one way or the other. Roll across the top of the feet to the big toe mound, from the outer ankle across the top of the foot to the big toe mound. And then reach the inner and outer heels back equally as you go back. Right, press down into the hands from the shoulder blades, forward into the fingers. Keep broadening the shoulder blades around to the outer edges of the back as you firm the elbows in and up. Widen the pelvic floor right at the tops of the inner thighs and move that back. And then again, as though someone's hooking their hands in your outer hips like we did when we were sitting in Virasana forward, pull the hips back. So as you pull the legs back, you reach the heels back and down, not just down, but back. So you spread the soles of the feet, right? And then you lift the head of the shin bone up off the top of the foot and take the whole circumference of the leg back. And let your head release down. Yeah. Take your weight back, Fernanda. Take your hips back, no, head down. Drop your head, just let it drop. Forget the head. Squeeze the elbows in and lift the hips up and move the hips back to the rope walk. Move the weight. Oh, you hold the outer. Oh, okay. Yeah, no cream before yoga. You can do this. You can do this. Hold here on the outside edges of the mat and push that way. See if that helps. Better? Yeah. You can always do that, even if you don't have cream. Okay? Yes, and that now it looks much better. Good. Okay, and then we'll go to Uttanasana, standing forward bend. And if you're tight in this way, you might want blocks handy. So you can walk your feet a little forward, hands back, widen your feet more towards your outer hips. And in fact, we're going to do the squat. Turn your feet out a little, turn your knees out, and then bend your knees and sit back in a squat. Okay, don't overturn your feet when changing. So your feet are turned more than your knees. Keep your foot in line with your knee always. Yeah. So widen your knees more than your feet. That's where you're tight. Widen your knees more. Yeah. You can press out. Widen your knees any amount. Yeah. Never enough for you. Press more into your outer feet than your inner feet. Yeah. And then drop your weight into your heels. Yeah. Good. So a lot of times the tightness in the forward bend is not just the backs of the legs, right? It's the inner thighs, it's the outer hips, it's many different places, okay? So, and this is very much like what we just did, Virasana forward, right? So now when you go over into the forward bend, go halfway up, hands down. Here's about halfway. And then just let your hips fall down in between your thighs along with your torso, right? And just be there for a few breaths with your legs turned out. Yeah, widen your knees, Suman. Yeah, yes, and widen your feet too. You're a little narrow. Yes, there you go. Now follow your hips down. Yes, feel how much more you can get, right? And then you can slowly start to straighten. And then once you start to pull your torso off your thighs, stop and bend again a little bit, and then fall down more. Yes, and then straighten a little bit from there. So you can play in that zone, and then start to straighten your feet so your feet are parallel, right? Yeah, and then come down again into squat. Come down again into squat. All the way. Yep. Good. Torso up. Now palms together and press the knees wide apart. Lift the torso up and drop the buttocks down. So look here, Wensheng. See if you can get your elbows higher up and then lean back a little more into your heels. Yes. More and more like that. And so if possible, eventually you could, yeah, so it's that right foot is and leg. Yeah. Just do the best you can. Okay. If possible, you turn the foot in more and the knee out more. Yes, that's what you're working towards, and be more in that outer heel and foot, the right outer heel and foot. Okay. And yes, try to. And then do this. Pull your, yes. And see how that pushes your knees apart, right? And then look how upright you can be. How upright can you be? Yeah. Okay. And then come again. Right, halfway, release, and then start to unfold and keep your
frontal hip points and abdomen falling down in between your thighs as you slowly straighten your legs up. See how that goes for you. And then bring your feet parallel. Yeah. And then don't straighten your legs by pushing the knees back and lifting the torso up. Keep the torso down, hands on the ground, head down. Don't lift that up, right? And then slowly root down from the backs of the knees. There's these interlocking tendons behind the knees. So from the backs of the knees, above the knees, root down into the heels. And then from the backs of the knees, below the knees, release. Don't push the knees back, but release the hamstrings up. You can even take your fingernails and fingers back there and sort of drag and take the skin up, and just imagine those muscles and flesh and connective tissue releasing up. And then broaden the backs of the thighs, the sit bones, the pelvic floor. And then as your frontal hip points fall down in between your thighs, again, you want to roll the outer hips and thighs back, right? Take the head down into the pose. So from your tailbone to your head, you release, but don't bend your knees. Just, yeah, there you go. Yeah, release. Yes. Good. And work on straightening your legs. Take the weight in your heels and straighten your feet so the feet are parallel. Yeah, release the torso down, pull the elbows out. Good. Okay. Breathe into the back body, just like we did in Virasana forward, right? And as you exhale, soften and spread the abdomen. If you harden your abdomen and push it forward on your thighs, then you can't fold, right? And maintain, so bring your feet a little closer, Simhan, knees a little wider, inner thighs wider. So bend your knees, yeah, and widen. Yes. Yeah. Now don't, yes, and release your, yeah, okay. Yes, release here. Yes. Keep rooting the heels down because you're falling forward. Yes. Right. Yes. Good. And slowly find that. Yeah. And broaden here. Yeah. Okay. Now coming up, you bring your fingertips on the ground or on the blocks and look up, head up, right? And grip your knees and straighten your legs. Now, roll your sitting bones down towards your heels as your abdomen pulls in towards your spine. Lift your hamstrings up towards your sitting bones. Bring your hands to your hips, chin forward. Lift your hips up off your thighs to come up. Lift your frontal hip points up off your thighs and draw your buttocks down as you lift and draw the belly in towards the spine. And don't push the hips and thighs forward when you come up. Come to neutral, not to locust, right? Not to bow. Okay, good. Now come with your feet sit bone width distance apart and parallel. Lift your toes and spread. Check your arches. See how when you lift your toes, any amount, Fernanda, any amount, and spread. Feel how much arch lift you have in your foot now. Suck the arches, the energy of the arches up through the bones of the legs into the hip sockets, right? Even as you root into your, so there's two, you can think of two little spaces on the heel, right? If you want to think of four corners of the feet, or that two can become one. And then the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound. So you kind of ground down there and maintain the lift of the arches, not to hyperextend the knees, Archie. Bend your knees a little, especially your right one. Yeah, yeah, even the right one a bit more. The left one can straighten a little more and the right one can bend more. Yeah, yeah, you can take a look. Yeah, and then slowly lower your toes, but maintain the lift of the arches, and also the weight is more back, right? Keep the weight back. Yes, good. Now lift up from your inner ankles to your inner knees, through your inner shins and calves. Lift up from your inner knees through your inner thighs to the inner groin. Widen there. Widen the inner thighs apart from each other, even as you hug the outer hips and thighs and shins and calves in, right? And root down from your outer hips to your outer heels as you lift up the inner legs, right? And you lift the front legs and the pubic bone up as you descend the top of the buttocks, tailbone down through the heels, okay? And from your elbows, and extend your fingers down as though you had weights on each finger pulling you down. Lift the chest up as you pull the arms down, and take the fingers and thumbs in. If you extend the fingers, that hardens the neck and shoulder. So the thumb goes alongside the index finger down. Pull the arms a little more back as you lift the armpit chest up, right? And make sure that your ribs are over your hips, right? And then adjust so you release your lower back, tailbone forward, even as you keep the inner groins back. Bring your hands on your inner groin area. So you deepen the inner groin as you bring the tailbone a little towards the pubic bone and lift the pelvic floor. Okay, so it's subtle. And then keep the roots of the thighs back as you absorb the sides of the sacrum and lift the side body up. Yes, good. Firm elbows. Draw the chin back, lift the base of the skull up off the back of the neck, eyes level to the horizon.
Turn your head a little this way, just a little. Eyes soft. Yeah, breathe. Yeah. Good. All this and breathe too. And there's no extra charge for that. Yeah, so don't harden. You're really hardening there. Yeah. Okay, good. Eyes open. Look from everywhere, from your heart center. Breathe freely. In and out. Good. And look everywhere. Don't push your eyes forward, Pitta man. Okay, now inhale, you take your arms up without moving anything else. Urdhva Hastasana, not to push anything, right? Yes. Good. Be here and breathe gloriously, happily for the rest of your life. Thumbs up, fingers up, sides of the ribs up off the waist. Yes. Buttocks down, inner groins back. Yes. Front ribs to back ribs, buttocks to heels. Good. Inner edge of the shoulder blades, a little bit broad and soft. Pull them down just slightly. Soften them down, right? Even as you lift everything else up. No, no. Yeah, they have to do separate things. Yes, yes. Good. Straight elbows, straight wrists, straight fingers. Yeah. Inner edge of the shoulder blades down. So the pinky side of the arm lifts, the thumb side of the arm release down. And then take this. Yes. Now take your arms back without your ribs. Yes. Good. Buttocks a little down. Good. Exhale, lower your arms. Very good. So we're going to just do 2 sun salutations. So you can remove the props and then we'll get to the rope wall. Okay. So stand in Tadasana. Firm knees and elbows. Inhale, take your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, release over. Uttanasana. A couple of breaths here. Again, you can bend the ankles and knees and soften and release the skin and flesh of the buttocks and the head down, right? And then slowly you open the backs of the legs without shoving the knees back. So you're exploring where you're tight and softening and releasing. Oh, thank you. And then inhale, you can come to your fingertips. Step your right leg back and then gently lower your knee down and point your toe. Draw your outer ankle in. Start to bring your left knee a little forward of your left toes, low lunge. Then press the top of the right foot down, lift the right knee up, and spiral the inner right thigh up towards the ceiling. And reach back from the groin through the top of the right knee towards the top of the foot. And at the same time, bend your left knee forward more. So as you reach your right leg back, you're reaching your left knee a little forward of your toes in low lunge. Keep your left heel grounded though, okay? Yeah. So the knee then gently rests down at some point. And as you press into your fingertips, lift your torso up off your thigh. Take a breath and then push back. Pushing back to high lunge now, left knee over the left heel, pull the belly in from the outer hips, be on your fingertips, curl your back toes under and lift your right leg up, high lunge. And then elongate the back of the neck and look down towards your foot, flat palm, step back, straight arm chaturanga, push up. Hold this for a few breaths and breathe. Spiral your inner thighs up, extend to your inner heels. Pull your outer feet up to your outer hips, firm there. Extend the side body forward and keep looking down. Lift your thighs, don't sink, Suman. Lift higher. Yes, there you go. Lift your ribs up. Belly towards your spine. Yes, good. You may need to go back a little. Your shoulders are forward of your wrists. Yes, there you go. Good. Lift your side body up and lift the rib cage up to meet the shoulder blade. Yes, don't sink. Yes, good. Okay. Gently lower down and push back and rest in Virasana forward. So this is a good thing to practice. I've been doing this like for a minute and then down dog a minute and then repeating that. And it's very, very good. Slowly, you build up to holding it. Okay, and then from here, come to hands and knees, curl your toes under and lift your hips up into downward facing dog. Inner thighs back, outer hips back, front legs lift, back legs descend. Look at your heels and look at the stirrups of your ankles and see that they're even. So you're not bulging to the outer ankles or collapsing to the inner ankles, right? But you're lifting evenly. Inner groins back, outer hips back, press down and forward, hands and fingers. Head release. Yeah, Wen Qing, go wider front to back. Yeah, and keep your heels lifted a lot. Lift your heels, lift your heels. Yes, yes, and lift your buttocks. Yes, take your chest towards your thighs and maintain your torso as you work your legs. Don't lose your torso to do something with your legs, okay?
Yes. Slowly, slow. Yes. Better. Lift the kneecaps up as you read. No, not the heels, the kneecaps. Yeah. And look at your feet. See what happens with your ankles. They pull in. Yes. So don't lose those things as you play and keep lifting the hips and taking them back towards the rope ball. Yes. Good. Now inhale and bring your right leg forward. Come to your fingertips and lower your left knee, low lunge. So your right knee in low lunge, look here, your right knee comes forward like Marichyasana, Pashasana. And then you draw the outer left ankle in, press the top of the foot down and lift that knee up. Spiral the inner left thigh up, extend back from the top of the leg to the top of the foot as you reach the right knee forward and gently lower the left knee down, reaching the left leg back. So you get that stretch on the front of the left leg. And then you press into the fingertips and lift your torso. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Come on, Elena, lift the front body up. Yes, as you sink the right sitting bone eventually down towards its own heel. Yes, good. Now push back to high lunge, right knee over the right ankle, pull the belly in, firm the outer hips, stay on your fingertips, curl the left toes under, come to high lunge, elongate the back of the neck. And then as you exhale, keep the hip in and the knee out so they don't sway, right? And step forward into Uttanasana. Couple of breaths. Broaden the buttocks away from the sides of the sacrum. Down along the outer hips, down along the outer thighs, outer calves and shins to the outer feet. Lift the inner feet up to the inner groin back, outer hips back. Pelvis release down, head down, shoulders up and broad, and adjust the weight forward and back. Yeah, go a little wider with your feet, RT. So because it's, first few forward bends. Yeah, let yourself have some space to fold. Yeah. And also Elena. And also Wenxing. You're tight this way. Go wide, Wenxing. Go wider. There you go. Stop there. Hands on the ground. You don't need the blocks now. Yes. You see? And then stay where your feet are and just widen your inner knees forward and out to the side. Wide, yes. And then draw the outer ankles in across the top of the feet to the big toe mounds, even as you widen the knees a little. And try to find that evenness of the knees right over the ankles. They tend to go in, right? So you just work in there, that zone, slowly. And then coming up, look forward and be on your fingertips. Head up, look up. Buttocks down, hamstrings up. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Good. Reach up, inner groins back. Tailbone forward. Just stay straight. Just stay straight. Come to straight. So look here, Elena. Look straight. Just straight. Yes. Right? Because this is what I want you to learn. Yes. Inner groins. So tail. Yes. Front ribs to back ribs. Yes. That. Even if you absorb the spine and lift up. That's it. Yes. Lift your chin a little, RT. Lift your head up a little. Yes. Soften your throat and neck. And look here, RT. Yeah. Soften the inner edge of the shoulder blades down. Yeah. So don't pull them down, right? You still want to lift, but don't pinch. Broaden the shoulder blades at the top. And lift your head up. Don't pull your chin down. Yes. Lift your head more. Head up more. Yes. Exhale, lower your arms. Okay. Good. We'll do one more. Okay. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release over. Uttanasana. Inner groins back, outer hips back, buttocks broad, back thighs broad. Hips fall down in between the thighs. Head release. Don't hold the pose in the base of your skull. Drop your eyeballs. Don't hold the pose in your eyeballs. Look in towards your belly button. Yes. Now inhale, come to your fingertips, left leg back, high lunge. Pause here in high lunge. Stay in high lunge. Find your outer right knee. Draw back to your outer right hip and observe your sitting bones. So you don't want your right hip sticking out, right? So both sitting bones point back to the left heel. Outer left knee up to the outer left hip to help square the hips. Belly firm, palms flat, step back, straight arm chaturanga. Push up, hold it a moment. Lift the rib cage up, don't sink. Lift the thighs up, don't sink. Yeah, chest a little forward, Elena, head up a little. Ears in line with shoulders, tuck your chin and look down at your fingers. Yes. Now exhale, gently lower your knees. Lift your hips. Spiral your inner elbows forward, bend your elbows back. Move your chest and chin forward and down with your buttocks up. Then you can glide your legs back and extend your feet. Draw your outer ankles in. Press the tops of the feet down. Lift the knees up, ground the hips. Lift your hands up. It's like a low cobra. Pull your hands back and then curl up a little bit. And do a little twist, side to side. A couple of times. And then you can go a little more back. Yeah. Head up, shoulders back and down. And then push back into that Virasana forward for a moment. And then up into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. Yeah. Lift your heels more, Lena. Lift your heels up. Yeah. And go step a little more back. You're a very tall person. There, try that. Now lift your buttocks up any amount. Take your chest towards your thighs, any amount. Yes. Take your ribs a little this way. Yeah. Buttocks up and back. Yeah. Knees straight. Now lift your kneecaps up. Straight knees, straight leg. Yes. Good. Okay. And then inhale, bring your left leg forward, high lunge. Stay in high lunge. Outer knees to outer hip. Spiral that inner right thigh up, right? Outer left knee to outer left hip in. Outer right knee to outer right hip. Both sitting bones point towards that back heel. Especially the knee out and the left hip in when you step forward. Look down and exhale. Keep that outer left hip firm as you step forward and release over into Uttanasana. Couple of breaths, head down, munching, legs a little wider, legs a little wider. So yeah, so look here. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So your tendency is knees collapse in. Yeah, so you've got to do that. Yes, and then slowly root down here, push. Release up here. Get the weight back. Yes, release up here. Yes, widen a little. Yeah, release down. Good, okay, and then coming up, fingertips, look up, buttocks down, roll it down. Pull the belly in, hamstrings up, put your arms all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, inner groins back, tailbone forward, top thighs back, sides of the sacrum forward. Yes, Elena, but don't overdo that. Yeah, and then lift the side body up. Yes, eyes soft, elbows firm, fingers up, thumbs up, fingers and thumbs all the way together. Good, exhale, lower your arms. Good. So we're gonna take down dog in the ropes, okay? So you're gonna have the one rope, and I'll show on your spot if I may. You open a blanket like so, and then fold it in half. Okay, you're gonna put that around you, and then you take the rope over your head. You might want blocks for your hands, okay? And then you're gonna do like this for the softness, so it comes all the way around, right? And then the rope is in the crease of the groin, okay? And if you have ropes at home, you can do the down dog in the ropes. And could you just turn the monitor so it's facing me? Just turn it, turn it, turn it. Keep going. That me? Yeah, okay. Thank you. All right, and then you can bring your hands on blocks, right? But you're keeping that tension of the rope in the crease of the groin, and then you bring the heels up the wall a little bit, and then you reach your arms forward. So if you're tight in the upper back, you might want blocks here, okay? And then we're gonna come to Uttanasana for a few breaths, and we'll come into this position and then up, okay? So open your blanket for your hips like this, Elena. Look here, Elena, look here. Open it like this, then fold it in half the long way. That way it wraps more around. Yeah, no, you didn't have to open it quite that much. Fold that in half, fold it in half, tassel to tassel end. Yeah, here, take this one. Yeah, there you go. And see how, look, you can do it like that, but then it's not as soft, right? So if you fold it over like this, it's double thickness. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, there you go. Good. Wenxing, you can bring your heels a little down the wall, not quite that. Yeah. And then check the ankles. That's the most important thing for you. So, you know, inner and outer ankle equally long. Yeah. Yeah. Is it too short for you, Elena? It looks a little short. Come out and I'll do something different for you. Might be too short for you. So if it feels too short, so like with your heels on the blocks, I think it's too short, Margie.
I know, but
It's just too much on your heels? Yeah.
so
Okay.
maybe I just do. Yeah, just go flat.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because you don't really need that, oh, but you're losing this. Wait, come, yeah. Start over. Yeah,
Let's try
yeah,
this.
yeah. Okay, so what you can do is come out and I'll show you a different version. So you can do this. No. Here. Okay, now you can do there. I'm gonna get you a couple more blocks. Yeah, good. Keep reaching the arms forward. So there's no weight, right, on the arms. So go for it and find that length. all the way up to the outer hips. Yeah, so wait, Elena, you need some blocks now. So step forward, yeah. And then let me just remove these. You don't need this. This might be too much. You see, put your heels there. And get, no, heels on the blocks and on the floor. Yes, like that. Now walk forward and keep the tension of the rope on your pelvis. Forward. Yep, walk your arms forward. Yep, the ropes have you. Release your head down. You okay there? Yes. Yes. Good. Yeah. Once you get in, it's happiness, right? Takes a minute to trust the ropes and all the things. Keep your knees really straight now, Elena. Yes. Good. Good. Fernanda, walk your heels a teeny bit down. Walk your right heel a little in so both legs are even, right? On each side of the hook. Yes. Yes. Good. Inner ankles more back. Yes. Inner heels more back. Roll the outer ankles. Yes. Find that evenness. Remember, this is a tricky area for you. So you always want to see what's going on. These should be even, right? This is where your whole foundation of your entire body rests. Okay. So give it a lot of value. Reach your arms way forward, palms on the block. Okay. Good. Okay. You can just go a little narrower so you can do more of this. Keep broad here. Yes. Maintain that from your upper arm bones. Wrap your muscles to your bones like vines wrapping around, you know, a tree. Yes, the tree of your bones. Yes, your arms still have. Yes, Fernanda. This one especially. Good. Knees straight now. Come on, lift your knees. Yes, good. Head down. Drop your head. Drop your head till the bowling ball just touches the earth. Yes. Don't hold the pose there. Good. Now, walk your feet forward, hands back. You might want blocks for this next stage, right? So walk your feet all the way forward, hands back, Uttanasana, Fian Uttanasana. So you can, I'll bring you blocks if you need them. Walk forward. No, walk forward. Walk forward. Yes. And then go all the way down, forward bend. So the ropes are pulling you back and forward bend. Yes. So you have to keep that tension. Release your head down. Release your torso down. The blocks will be for coming up out of the pose. You don't need them right now. But make sure you're walked as far forward as you can and that the rope has not slid down to your thighs. Keep it at the crease of the groin. Yeah, so in full forward bend, your hands eventually go here. Not to, yeah, right? But it's more about, yeah, widen a little, wide bend, and then come on. You're still holding here. Your universe holds here. Yes. Okay. Slowly work towards straight legs. Here. Don't lift up. Take your eyeballs to your belly button. Yes, and maintain. Good. Okay. Now coming up is where you might want blocks. Okay. And then you can take your fingertips to the block and come to the highest height of the block. You're getting ready to come up. It's concave back, extended back, halfway up. Good. Head up, look forward. Good. Head way up. Chin up, chest up. Be on your fingertips, Elena. Fingertips. Yeah, so there's hardly any weight in the arms. Look forward, take your chin any amount forward and observe how that absorbs your thoracic spine. Then take your arms forward and stay there, parallel to the ground. Yes, reach your arms. Good. Look to your hands, Archie. Yes, there you go. Good, okay. Hold it, I'm letting go. Hold it. Yes, good, Fernanda. Beautiful. Look at your hands, Wensheng. Good. Take your chest down more. Down more. Good. Reach. Grip your arms. Good. Palms face in. Yes. Good. Now inhale and come up. Okay. Arms up. Yes. And step back a little off the rope. Don't fall. Step back. Don't lean into the rope now. Just step back an inch. So you're not leaning. Yeah. And be in Urdhva Hastasana in Tadasana. So check your feet, your knees, your legs, your pelvis, your ribs, your arms. Be there and breathe. Eyes open, eyes soft. Fingers all the way together. Don't overspread because that tends to give you your eyeballs bulge, right?
Don't bulge your eyeball. Arms are shoulder width. So don't lean into the rope now. Stand on your own two legs. Don't forget all the bits. Yeah. Good. You okay? Okay. Good. Exhale, lower your arms. Very good. Step out of the ropes. Okay. Very good. So then we're going to do Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So you can use the ropes. You can use a chair, you know, do the wall, fit on the wall. We're going to do three of those. So if you're very tight, put your foot on a chair. Okay. You can also stand on a block, right? Here's one method. You can look what I'm doing. I take the knot under the hook, and then I can put my heel on this soft bit here. I'm going to take the arms through, right leg up. Okay. So that I'm centered to the three hooks, and I'm just using the rope for a little balance, and then to lift the chest up. Okay. And I'll look to the toe. And if your hips, and you want to get your hips even. So if your hips are all out of whack, it's too tight, either you take a chair, put a blanket and put your foot here on the chair, or you can stand on block, and then it's more of a balance thing. So, yeah. So when you put this one in, you put this part through first, and then you take the hook through. Yeah. Yep. So Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, right leg up on the wall. Yeah, and your left leg, Elena, jump it forward or step down and come. You want the left leg straight into Tadasana. Yeah, Margie, you could jump your left leg a little forward. Yeah, try that. Yeah, that's better. And then root of the left thigh back, Margie. Inner left groin back. Yeah, and maintain and try to find that evenness of your hips. So Elena, see how you're off to the side here. So step down and see, you want to be in the center of this hook, and then I do this to lift this up like a little shell. Now you put your heel there. How's that for you? Good. Okay. If that's too wobbly, the thing about those things is they're wobbly. Yeah. So then do 4 blocks. Here. So you can do these two like this and those two like that, or yeah, try that. Try that. See how that, yeah. Oh, good. Is that okay for you? Is it too wobbly? Fernanda. Is it okay for you? Okay, step down for a moment. Okay. No, stay on the blocks. Both feet. Yeah. So see how your left foot is? Yeah. And it is wobbly. So let's give you, it's too wobbly. Come down. We'll do this instead. Now I think it has to be like that. Okay. It has to be like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's better, Wenxing. Yeah. Yes, Puja, Archie. Keep on to call you Puja. Sorry. So pull your elbows down. Yeah, and stay there and breathe. Widen a little. Yeah. And then lift your chin a little. Now, shoulder blades down. Yes, chest up. So you kind of use this to pull down to lift the chest. Now look here with your eyes and brain. Tuck your chin a little bit. Yeah. And then don't harden the front of the throat or the back of the neck or the tops of the shoulders. As you're able, pull the belly in a little for support and the outer hips. And not too much, right? Just the amount needed to, and then breathe freely in the shape. If you can do, see, this is, right? So take your hand like this. Okay, and then like this. And then it's like a teacup, right? It's gentle. Yes, a little more down maybe. And then lift and broaden here. Yes, yes, and breathe into that. So the outer right knee back to the outer right hip, roll the left buttock around. So you're a little too far from the wall, but the blocks are better for you. Go here, try that. Down and change legs. Yeah, so just the one, because this one's out. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Elena. Just lift your right heel and move it out to the side a bit. So that, not the toe, the heel. That's the, move the heel out. Yes. Now the outside edge of the foot is more parallel. Yeah. Good. And then if this is, you know, a little tight, you can stay a little bit bent for a while, right? But you're working towards straightening here. Okay. And then the outer left knee to the outer left hip as you roll it. Yeah. Pop your right foot a little forward. Yes. There you go. And then the heel more out again. The heel. Yes. Yes. Good. And then don't lean back. Yeah. And look at your foot. Right. And then with the rope, it's like this. Turn your hands out. Now it's just a gentle pull to lift and broaden the top chest. Come a little more down. Spread your elbows. Yeah. Now pull a little down with the ropes and lift here as you pull down. Yeah. Not back. Yeah. Good. And then work on straightening here. Good. Okay. And if you find, you know, it's a little tight, especially maybe just one leg, you can use a block for one leg, you know, to give you more height if need be. Okay. And then step down and change legs. We're going to repeat. Right leg up. So you're trying to be mindful about the evenness of your pelvis, right? And also be mindful of, wow, my left leg's tighter, my left butt's tighter, my right hip's tighter, my left foot collapses, whatever it is. Just be interested and curious, non-judgmental, right? And you see, what if I lift my toes? What if I lift my kneecap? What if I take the inner knee to the outer hip? What if I do this? How can I adjust so that now I feel the line of tension somewhere else? That's really where it's tight, right? You start to differentiate a little bit. Looks good, Shane. Really good. Yep. Yeah. Yep. You had it good. But you're feeling something. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good, Suman. Look to your toe. Yeah. That'll keep your back of your neck long and your gaze in and down. Yes. Good. So see how this foot is not in Tadasana, right? So yes, and jump that leg a teeny bit forward. There you go. Heel out. Yes. Now it's in Tadasana. So this is all in Tadasana, and pull this way down. So because you don't want to go so, right? Now elbows. Yeah. Now shoulder blades down, collarbones up. And don't harden in the, yeah. Don't close off this area. Yes. Inner. Yeah. Good. Step down and change legs. Good. Left leg up. Same thing. Utthita number 1. Good. Take the right buttock around to the front, outer left knee to outer left hip, drop that. Yeah. Straighten the right leg, but don't push. Yes. Oh, okay. Okay. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. So, and these, as you get more advanced in the practice, your adjustments get more subtle, right? But they're still very powerful, right? And they actually, in some ways, become more powerful because the subtle becomes more powerful because the gross has been dealt with, you know? So, yeah. Good. Beautiful. Breathe freely in the shape. Imagine that your breath is moving through the shape, that you put yourself in this shape to move the prana, the energy, the life force through your body within this shape. Beautiful, Margie. Good. Okay. Very good. Step down, and then we'll do the next shape. Okay. So the next shape, can I use your space, Archie? So, and you don't really need the mat, right? It might confuse you. Okay. So you're going to take your foot here. So now if you're more flexible, you're straight out. Less flexible, you move back a little. So your leg's going to be a little bit more forward, right? Because, and then that you want to really drop that outer hip down, curl the sitting bone under, the outer head of the femur forward, and then the standing leg side
You're
back.
off camera here.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to move back one. Can you see me now? Yes.
Yes.
So Parshva Hasta Padangusthasana. Okay, so to the side. Okay, and you're trying to get the buttocks even. So you have to drop. So in this case, it's my right leg up, the right buttock down and curl under, left thigh back, right? And then lift both sides of the rib cage equally and turn away from the right leg, just so I'm in Tadasana here. Okay, that's it. Right leg and right arm go out to the side. Okay, and then we do both sides. So you still will stand on blocks if that's what you were doing. So you have to adjust them, right? Yeah. Yeah, good, Elena. That's it. So don't hyperextend the standing leg. Good. Now, once you get your leg up, in order to adjust your pelvis, it's nice to bend the right knee, right? So it's easier to find some movement. Yeah. And then keep this leg back and pull the belly in and drop this right buttock down. Yeah. Right sitting bone curls under, head of the right femur presses forward, even as you press the left leg back. Listen. Yeah. 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 Okay, working towards that inner foot to the wall. Good, and make sure that you're really turned. This right leg is externally rotated, right? Like in Trikonasana, triangle pose. It's exactly the same pose, almost different relationship to gravity, slightly different. You okay? Okay. Yes, Wensheng. Yeah, good. Yes, Simon, very good. Yeah, you can hold the rope with the right hand. Left hand can be down around the hip. Okay. Yeah, really good. Really good. Yeah. So let's try bending this knee a little. Oh, quite a bit actually. Bend this knee a lot. Yeah. And then you can adjust here. So yeah, release this buttock down, release the skin and flesh and gripping, and pull this in as you do that. As you engage here, release here, curl this under, press it forward. Yeah. So this is really externally rotated. Then try to straighten this guy. No, not with lifting this. Yeah, that's the hard part. It stays down. Where my hand is, see if you can relax this muscle here, the glute. Yeah. Okay. Don't quit it. Head up. Good. Okay. Breathe. Toe heel the left foot a little in towards the rope wall. It's a little wide out to the side. Heel toe. So you can go like move it in a little. There you go. Try that. That's probably enough. Yeah. Good. Stepping down, right, onto the block or onto the floor, take a breath. Then you step all the way down, and then you have to move the blocks to the other side of the hook, right? And bring the left leg up. Pay attention to the hips, because if your hips are hiking up, then you're getting lower back pain, right? So these are for lower back pain. But if you do it this way, you're going to create lower back pain, right? So you want to not create more suffering, future suffering, right? Ideally. So do things in a way that adjust it so it's easy for you, right? And then you can make it harder and harder as you maintain the alignment so that you actually work for your benefit and not your detriment. Try Puja, try stepping back towards the props a little. So you're not right in the same line. Yeah, that's better. I'm sorry, Arti. We have a woman named Puja and somehow you got stuck in my mind as Puja. So hold a little higher up on the rope. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Now bend this leg a lot. Yeah. Roll the sitting bone under like we did before. Yes. 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 And drop the buttocks down. Yes. Yes. And then try to straighten this leg without lifting the buttocks up. Keep this turning. Yes. And then try to reach this side back without lifting the buttock up. Yes. Pull the belly in towards the spine. So that is what keeps you firm. Your breath is not moving there. Your breath is moving here, 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 not here. That's in, yeah, support mode. This has to drop down another 3 inches or so. Yeah. Yeah, that much. Good. Good. Bend your knees, step down, face the orange wall, take a breath, step down, turn around to the other side again. Repeat. Right leg up, Parshva, Hasta Padangusthasana. So remember, and if you feel like maybe you would benefit from standing on blocks, try that. Even though in the first one, maybe you didn't need it, maybe in this one you do, or vice versa, right? So try standing here, 2 feet face that way. Right? So yes, now it may not be the right distance. Check. You might need it closer. Yeah. Good. Bend the right leg, bend the right knee leg. Step a little closer, actually, not further, closer. Yeah, bend the right knee leg. The hook. It's just, you don't need it so high. Forget about that. Bend this knee. Bend. Yeah. Now, you want to face the prompts, right? And this, you're adjusting your pelvis upright and you're maintaining a neutral pelvis. Nope. Drop this buttocks and yes. So now both hips. So you need to come back more towards Margie. You need to step back towards the orange wall more. Yeah, more. Try that. Now maybe you have a chance. Yeah, maybe there's a better chance. Nope. I think you would benefit probably from standing on a block or two. So, step down and forward. Now stand on those blocks. Get the heels on the block. Now take the right leg up. And see if you have a better chance of getting your hips square. So your pelvis stays in Tadasana. Yeah, it doesn't hike up here. Yes. Yes, and then this back. Right, and this down. Don't bend, try not to bend this one. Yes, and then rotate your pelvis back. This, no, don't turn. Yeah, it's this way. Yeah, yeah. So this has to come under, right? This way. This is under, this has to turn. This is external rotation. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Good, a little better. Now straighten this leg without hiking this up. Yeah, so it's tighter on this side, right? And in this way. Good. Bend your knee, step down, take a breath, step down, do the other side again, left leg up, okay? So pay attention to, of course you want your right leg, your standing leg in Tadasana, but you want to be able to get your left leg into external rotation, right? So both sitting bones are pointing down, right? You're not hiking the left sitting bone up and sticking it out and then shortening your quadratus lumborum on that side. You need to step on the other block, step down. Okay, yeah, be careful. Step down, and so the right foot's on the outside block, the left foot is on the inside block. So then when you step down, you have block. Yeah, I mean, as you get used to it, oh, no, you got too far. Step down and move both blocks closer to the wall. Elena, yeah, more, try, yeah, try that. Okay. And the more you practice this, the more it becomes natural. You start, yeah. I don't know about natural, it comes easier. So you're trying to upright your pelvis by drawing the belly in towards the spine and releasing the lower back. Yeah. Yeah. And then you adjust your upper body and you adjust the standing leg and keep rolling this down. Yes. And press this back. Press this back as you press this under and forward. So that's your stability, just like in triangle pose, Trikonasana. Yes. 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 Good. So your sitting bones are way, way off, right? Yes. Yes. Now there's the, yes. Yes, right? So your pelvis stays neutral, right? And your leg moves, not your pelvis with your leg. Okay. Pelvis stays neutral, leg moves around the pelvis. Before we were moving the pelvis around the leg, now we're moving the legs around the stability of the pelvis, ideally. Okay, step down, take a breath. Very good. And then we'll do the twist. So for the twist, I'll use your space again if I may. You start like in position 1, right leg up. So you can use the rope and you lift, don't hike that hip, right? And turn, right? And as you turn, see how now it's wobbly, so you have to go higher, right? or you can bring your hand on the leg. And then eventually, maybe you take the arm, but don't do the arm until I say, right? Because otherwise what you'll do is this, right? So you want to build from the foundation up. First the leg, then the ribs, then the shoulders, then the gaze, okay? So right leg up, Utthita Hasta 1, and then you go to the twist. Parita Hasta Padangusthasana. Right leg up. So again, if you were using a block, use a block again. And if you weren't, you might want to with the twist. Okay, you'll see. No, no, stand facing the rope wall, Elena. Stand in Tadasana. So your left leg is too far back. You have to jump your left leg or step it forward. Yeah. And look at your left foot. Even before you take the right leg up, be in Tadasana. Yes. There you go. And then be even to the hooks, especially important for this one. Yes. Yes. Then once you get your hips square and both legs straight, then you can hold both sides of the rope with your left hand. Take your right hand to your hip. Don't lean back. Right hip. Right hand to right hip. Right hand to right hip. Yep, that's it. Lift your torso and begin to turn. Now, as you turn, walk your left hand up the rope towards the top of the rope. Yes, so you have more stability. And with your right hand, you can encourage that right hip to drop down, even as you lift the right side of the body up and you lean towards the rope wall a little bit, right? And then you bring your left shoulder around into the twist and your right shoulder back. Yes, good. Try to straighten this leg. Good. Try to straighten the left leg and then see if you can extend the right arm, if that's available to you. If not, don't worry about it. And if you prefer to hold the left leg with the left hand, you can do that. Yeah, good. Right, hold the ankle, Wenxing, because you're leaning too much. Yeah, now press the left thigh back, 6 inches, the standing leg. Yes, more. At the root of the thigh. Yes, more. Now bring your left hand more towards your knee. More towards your knee. Yes. Lift your torso, lean back more towards the middle of the room, and especially at the head of the left femur bone, the left leg, the standing leg. Yes. See, now your hips are square. Now lift your torso and turn from your ribs. Lift your ribs up off your hips. Okay, yeah, come down. I think also, Wenxing, you need to be a little closer to the rope. Well, I think you're a little too far into the middle of the room. Yeah, good, beautiful. Okay, untwist, take a breath, facing the rope wall, step down, take a breath, change leg. Okay, and if you were too, yeah, you okay? Okay, Elena, okay. All right, so you can step a little closer, make sure you're even with the hook, right? Take your time to set up your foundation, you know, from the base up. Stand evenly on the blocks, then take your left leg up. Don't hyperextend your knees. Yeah. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. So you're trying to keep the sitting bones square, right? So they're not hiking up. And then you straighten the standing leg, adjust the hip. Then you straighten the leg on the wall, adjust the hip. Don't bend one and then the other. Yeah. Okay. You can bring the left hand to the hip. And then as you turn, right, you have to go higher. Yeah. That's it. Yes. Yeah. Let it go. Good. And then lift the ribs up off the hips and turn the rib cage and turn the shoulders. Yes. Good. And then do the arm. If you do the arm, don't wrap, because if you wrap, it's harder to go up. So get your arm out from the center. Okay. Just hold like that. Because then as you turn towards me, you have to go higher. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Breathe. Straighten here, straighten here. Good. Okay. Okay. Good. Yes, Suman. Good. Yes. Okay. Beautiful, Margie. Very good. Okay. Unwind. Take a breath. Face your rope wall. Step down, take a breath, and then change legs one more time, right and left, okay? Because the first time is always like, oh my God, what is this? And then the second time it's like, oh, that's better. I would use now, maybe this way, you know, Elena, take it easy. Move that blanket so you don't accidentally fall on it. And then face the rope wall. Turn to face the rope wall. Good. Right leg up. Right. We just did the left leg. Yeah. Oh, so you can do yeah. It's okay. We're going to repeat both. So right hand to hip, reach your left arm up on the rope. Elena, look towards Margie, towards that orange wall. There you go. That's Margie. There you go. That's it. Build from the foundation up. And yes, and be very interested in the leveling of your pelvis. And then the straightening of the standing leg, and then the straightening of the leg on the wall, and then the lift and turn of the torso, then the arms, then the head. Yeah. Remember, as you turn, Fernanda, you see how your arm's wobbling? That's why you have to reach your arm up. No, higher up. So your arm is straighter. Yes. So there's less see? Yeah. Good. Good. Just be there and breathe. Be happy there. Yeah. And just bend your knee a little if you need to. It's okay. Yeah. Sorry. I don't mean to torture you too much. Just the right amount. Walk your left hand up higher now, Fernanda. Your left hand. Forget the right hand. Keep it on the hip. Left. Yes. Yeah. Straighten your left arm. Yes. And bring your left shoulder towards Suman, towards the person here. Keep going. Bring that. Yes. Keep turning. Yes. And then roll the right shoulder back. Forget the arm. Just roll the shoulder back. Yes. Now turn and look over your right shoulder. Look towards me, Fernanda. Look at me. Yes. Look at me. Yes. Now extend your arm. Yes. And take a breath. And now try to straighten both your legs. Yes. And lift your head and look to your thumb and laugh and breathe. Look to your right thumb. Look at your thumb. Yes. And straighten your right leg. Okay, good. Turn and step down. Take a breath. Change leg. Left leg up. Okay, face the rope wall, Elena. Yeah, I know, it's tricky. And then the left leg up, because you're twisting. Nope, other left leg. Yes. And then you'll be twisting towards that leg, right? So your right arm goes up the rope wall. Yeah. Actually, RT, you might be a little too close. You might need to move those blocks back a smidgy bit. Yes. Yes. Good. Yes, Elena. So if you're able, straighten your left knee. Yes. Good. That's it. And as you turn, walk your right hand up towards the top of the rope. Yes. Yes. And breathe. Good. Yes. Belly to the spine. Yeah. Good. Now you might be a little too far back, but it's better than too close. So stay there. Yeah. Good. That's good. Yes. Now, can you do that and straighten the standing leg? Ah, yeah, they connect. I know. So you have to work in those zones. Yes. Now lift your ribs up off your waist, especially the left side. And then walk your hand up higher on the rope and bring that right shoulder around towards the props. Bring that right shoulder around towards the props. Yeah. And then, yeah, bring the left hand to the hip. Bring the right shoulder closer to the prop wall. Yes. Keep doing that and roll the left shoulder back. Now look at me. Turn over and look. Here I am. Yeah. Oh, don't lean. You can't lean. Yeah. So as this shoulder goes back, this shoulder has to go more this way. Otherwise, you'll fall back. Now you can take this arm and you can look here. Yes, and open. Yes, and reach up higher. Come on, walk up higher. Yes, take a breath. Yes, smile. Good. Undo. Face the wall. Good, Wenxing. Straighten both legs now. Left leg too. Yes, yes. Straighten that left leg all the way, completely. Yes, take a breath. Yes. And then step down. Good. Turn and step. Good, good, very good. Okay. So now, 1047. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward bend. So you're going to use your yoga mat. So you have to pull your mat out. Okay. And then have one or two blocks for your head or whatever you need to rest your head on. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward bend. Okay. And then you can face, you two face in and you guys face this way. That's fine, right? And then you'll take your heels to the back of the mat, feet parallel, hands to waist. And turn the other way, Fernanda. Yeah, there you go. Careful now. Heels at the back of the mat, so you know that both feet are on the same line. Outside edges of the feet parallel. Firm the knees. Descend the buttocks and lift the torso. Lift your upper arm bones, roll the shoulders back. Draw the inner edge of the shoulder blades down, squeeze the elbows in. Tailbone forward as you take the inner thighs back, right? And then absorb your upper back and look up. And then as you exhale, come down halfway, bring your hands on the ground so your hands are right under your shoulders, beyond your fingertips. If you need blocks, take them. So look here, Fernanda, walk your hands more forward now. So there's two parts to any forward bend. Concave and then full fold, right? So concave is extended, flat back, lifted up, parallel to the ground, like Dandasana, right? Go a little wider in your legs, Fernanda. You have long legs. Yes. And then when you extend your back, you really pull your chin forward and observe how that helps you absorb your upper back. Yes. Yes. Feel that length in the spine, lengthen the front of the spine. Yes. Shift your weight a little forward, Fernanda, towards Suman. Yes. More. Yes. More. There you go. Now push from the outer buttocks to the outer feet. Lift the inner feet up to the inner groin back, pelvic floor broad. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, keep the legs back, walk the hands, palms flat, down, palms flat, head down, bend your elbows, take your head on the block, top of the head. And if you don't have a block and if it doesn't come down, it's not the end of the world. It can just hang, it's fine. It's more important that you get your legs strong and your arms strong. And then eventually the head comes down and you put the head on the block, and it's the top of the head. So you could have 2 blocks. And you can also explore it here, bending and widening your legs like we did before. So widen your inner knees. So bend your knees and then do like a horse squat. Widen your inner thighs. Yeah. Then you can bring the head down and then work on opening the leg. And you can also toe heel your feet further apart, closer together. You know, you don't have to stay glued to the position where your feet are right now. Yeah. Good. And your wrists are more or less under your elbows, and bend the elbows, take the inner elbows forward like that. Bend, turn, chaturanga, head down, shoulders up. Yeah. Good. And then you work on straight, open legs. Palms flat. Oh, okay. Yeah. If you can, winching. You don't have to give a lot of pressure. Put the pressure more on the base knuckles of your fingers, not in your wrists. Yes. Even though the wrists are down, palms flat. Yeah. So, and then don't do that, right? So here. But this is where it's not here so much, it's here. And if you can, you go there and the weight's here. Yeah. Now straighten your legs. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Good. Artie, can you go a little wider with your legs, just a little bit? Okay. Now stay there. Yeah. Bend your knees. Widen. Yes. Bend a lot and widen here. Yes. Palms flat. Palms flat. Yeah. Bend your elbows back. Good. Walk your hands a little back. Good. Take your head down. Good. On the block. Good. Maintained. Elbows in. Push forward and down. Shoulders up. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now you slowly open the leg. Go slow. Stop there. Breathe. Bend a little more. Bend. Widen. Take a breath. Right. Let there be some ease. And then you start to root down and release. And then bend again so you can play there. Don't force. Good. Okay. And then when you're ready to come out, keep your hands where they are. And just inhale, lift your head up. Your wrists will come off the ground a little bit. And then if you need to bring your legs a little closer, if you got a little wide, toe heel the feet in just enough so you can come up. Press the outer buttocks to the outer feet. Come to the fingertips. Take the hands to the hips. Inhale, come up. Lift the inner legs up as you come up. Descend the buttocks. Pull the belly in. Straight knees, straight leg. Don't push the groins forward. Yeah. Good. Step the legs together. Samastitihi. Take a breath. From elbows, from knees. Legs all the way together, arms straight. Be in Tadasana. Straight elbows, straight knees, extended fingers. So when you're in Tadasana, don't forget your arms winching. Yes, the arms are apart. Yes. It's like a soldier, kind of, right? Yeah. But then once you find your stability, then you go for the ease, right? But you got to find the stability. Eyes are open. Eyes are open. Gaze all around you from your heart center. Elbows are straight. Fingers are straight. Knees are straight. Torso is straight. Front ribs to back ribs. Here's your rib cage. So this has to lean a little forward. Yeah. So you tend to push from there. So do I. I know that one. Okay. Yeah. Better. Okay. Good. And then we're going to do our resting poses. So we're going to do a supported bridge. And then you can either stay there or take the legs up the wall as you wish. Okay. But let's do supported bridge. And we might just stay there. It's a nice pose too, but up to you.
So you're gonna get a bolster. It can be flat or round, a block for your feet, and maybe a blanket for your head, and no yoga mat. Just flip the mat away. And have the block at the wall between two hooks, flat, long skinny edge at the wall. Have the bolster maybe a foot or two from the wall, and then a blanket behind. Okay. So the blanket's for your head if you need it. So then watch, I'll show on your setup. Okay. So if you want more height, you take a bigger, rounder bolster. You could also have a blanket on top or even two bolsters, but one is good. So because it's a rest pose. Here, got it. So you come towards the front of the bolster, lie down, and look how my shoulder blades are on. Now I lift the hip. See how I'm lifting the hip? And I glide back, but I don't want to walk my shoulder blade off. I want to keep the shoulder blades wedged onto the support, okay? The bolster. See this big lift of the chest? Then you put your feet on the block. You push back a little, the whole support, and then you press the thighs down. And then your arms are like this, goalie post, okay? When you go to come out, you bend your knees, lift your hips, push the bolster forward, and roll over. Okay. So supported bridge at the wall. Feet on the block. If you prefer no, the feet flat on the, like the heels on the ground, that's fine. But remember, it's a rest pose, so it should be easy peasy. Before you put the feet on the block, get your shoulders all the way down. And then, of course, the block has to be at the wall, right? Put your heels at the wall, hold the bolster and push back. Hold the bolster and push back, so everything goes with you. Stop and do it again. Get your heels at the wall, heels all the way. Good, stop there and then wedge in, because you don't want to push back so much that your feet don't wedge into the wall, right? Yeah. Skew. Is that okay? So bend your knees, bring your feet flat on the ground. Now lift your hips a little and just glide back a teeny bit more. And yeah, now look lower down. Keep your shoulder blades here. Yeah, okay. So now you have that nice lift. Do you have a ponytail there? You can remove. So you have that nice lift of the chest. Now lift your hips again, just a little, and take your tailbone out. Yeah. Now extend your legs. Okay, now you just got a little too far, so I'm going to push you. Okay. Okay. Okay, Margie, looks good. Take your glasses off. Bend your knees, bring your feet on the ground. So you try to keep the bottom tip of the shoulder blade wedged. Yes. Okay. Yes, this is the lift you want. Maintain that lift. Now lift your hips and move your tailbone down. There. So you adjust your lower back. Now bring your feet. There. Okay. Push back a little. Feet together all the way. Good. Straight legs. Okay. Now, if this is too much on your lower back, here. Better? Okay. So it's better lower? Yeah. Okay. But keep this lift, right? And breathe here. Open this up. Open this up. Send your breath here. Yeah, and let this release down. As you exhale and spread here. Exhale and spread here. This spreads out. Yeah. Okay, and this is all releases down. And then but the chest stays open. Yes. But don't harden here. It's not about hardening here. It's here where you have difficulty. Yeah. Yeah. And doing things like supported poses like this. Yeah, that's beautiful. Can you feel that? Did you feel that breath moving? Ah, yeah, she's deep in it. Good. Yeah. Just want softness. I'm going to give you a little less. Okay, watch your head. So you don't want to be pushing your chin in too much, right? So bend your knees, bring your feet flat, and lift your hips, move a little closer towards the wall. Okay. Arms down, relax your arms. Okay. Now, you just lift your hips a little and glide. Yeah, fall down. Yes. Keep this here. Keep this here. Yeah. Now lower your buttocks and then extend here as you do that. Yeah. Now bring your feet to the block. Okay. And then start to straighten your legs. Okay. So now you feel ideally more here. Yeah. Okay. Is your back okay? Okay. If you are to bend your knees and bring your feet flat. Okay. So my arms a little here and then try to get shoulder blades. So lift your hips and move your hips towards the rope wall. No, towards the rope wall. Yes. Wedge your shoulder blades in here. Now, okay. Now, just lift your hips a little and glide back, keeping your shoulder blades on this bolster. Lift your buttocks up, glide back towards your head side. Glide your yes. Keep going that way. Keep moving this way. Yes. As you wedge in. Yeah. Move back more towards your head side. Lift your buttocks up. Move. Yeah. Okay. Let's stay your butt up. Stay up until your shoulders land. Yes. Now maintain this and lower your buttocks down. And move your tailbone forward towards your, lift your buttocks and move your tailbone towards the pubic. Adjust your pelvis this way. Tailbone up. Yeah, abdomen down. Now don't arch here. Look at me. Look at me. You're doing this. Do this. Yeah, okay. They lifted here. So this has to do something different than this. Okay. Now bring your feet to the block. And let's give you a block. Push you. And, okay, and let this be hollow. Don't push this up. Exhale, spread. Okay. Feet together if you can. Yeah. Okay. Not this, just this. You feel that? I should have announced that. I'm sorry. Okay.
So we'll stay for 1 or 2 more minutes if you're happy here. If you're not happy here, you can come out. Bend your knees. Up. Down. Yeah. Put your tailbone up and adjust here. Yeah. Okay. Relax it. Extend your legs again. Is that better or worse? I took the legs higher. Good. Yeah. Yeah. This looks happier here. This one's good. And we'll be here 1 more minute. You need to come out and, you can always come out. So we're not going to do legs up the wall, but if you want to do that at home, you are most welcome, just because we're running out of time here. If you can inhale up the front of the spine. So as you inhale, you draw the lower belly a little in towards the spine and travel up the front of the spine and then blossom into the rib cage and chest with the breath. And then as you exhale, maintain the chest expansion and hollow the abdomen. And then inhale, draw the lower belly towards the spine again and up the front of the spine, blossom in the rib cage and chest. And then exhale, hollow the abdomen. So try not to push the belly out when you inhale. It's not helping you. It's the opposite of helping. Exhale, hollow the abdomen like a pool. Don't push the belly out. As you inhale, draw the belly in and up and spread the breath in the lower rib cage, which is where your diaphragm is. Your diaphragm is not in your belly button area. And your diaphragm only moves down an inch, which is just to the lower ribs. So the upper abdomen might move a little, but the lower abdomen can stay down. So just explore that idea and take some extra breaths in between so you don't make yourself uncomfortable, but explore that breathing like a flower up the stem into the ribcage and chest spread and expanding. Exhale, hollow the abdomen like a pool. Maintain as you draw the breath up the front of the spine and spread in the lower front ribs, which is your upper abdomen. Solar plexus area. Okay, and then go ahead and bend your knees one by one. Bring your feet flat on the ground and pause and breathe there when you're done with your breaths. And then when you're ready, you widen your feet a little wider than the bolster. Press into your feet, lift your hips just a little bit, just enough to push that bolster forward. Use your 2 hands and lift your hips up. Use your feet and button leg and push the bolster forward. Turn the bolster the other way. And then scoot back a little if you need to. And then you're going to rest your cross legs on the bolster, like you're sitting Sukhasana, easy pose, cross legs. So your legs are on the bolster. Take a few breaths there. Now inhale, raise your legs up and uncross your legs and pause for a moment, feet a little bit apart, take a breath, feet are on the bolster. Keep your legs down. You just did a big strong thing with your back. Now change the cross of your legs and repeat. And then inhale, raise your legs up, uncross your feet, pause with your feet flat, take a breath. And then soles of the feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. Couple of breaths there. Your feet still on the bolster. Feet still on the bolster. Feet are elevated. Yeah. Make it easy. Push the bolster a little away, RT. Push it away from you. With your feet, you can just push it a little away. Yeah. So that your knees can open more. Yeah. 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 Good. And then raise your legs up. Take a breath and just walk your legs over the bolster. Put your knees over the bolster and just rest flat on your back a couple of breaths with your knees over the bolster. And then bend your knees up one by one and bring your feet on the bolster or on the ground. Pause there for a breath or two. Let your abdomen release. Let your lower back release. Let your back ribs release. And then roll over to your side and rest on your side for a couple of breaths in fetal position. And then you can make your way to sitting. And those at home, if you on Zoom, you can always do whatever you want to do. You don't have to stay longer, whatever you want. But we have to go. So you'll sit cross-legged and we'll do our closing chant. We Om together and call and response for the main part of the chant. You can take the Namaste Mudra if you like. Take a big breath in and out in preparation to chant Om together. And then inhale deeply for Om. Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deeper breath as you lift your heart. And then exhale, release your head over forward again and chin towards the chest. Release your hands down to your thighs. So once again, surrendering the head to the heart. Pause for a few breaths. Keep your sense of self and your heart center at the back, sides, and front. And then with your eyes closed on an inhale, curl up the back of your neck. Settle your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. With your eyes closed, raise your gaze. Soften and broaden your internal focus. And again, looking, hearing, sensing, feeling from your heart center at the back, the sides, the front, expanding out of yourself into the room, into the space and beyond. Allow your eyelids to gently float open. Namaste. Thank you. And the meaning of the chant, this is whole, that is whole. If you take the whole from the whole, what remains is yet whole and complete and infinite. That's so good.